folks, the internet, what a place. It's the world's busiest crossroads, a 24/7 carnival where everyone's invited and nobody's really in charge. Here you can be anyone, say anything, and find just about everything, sometimes all at once. It's where we find cat videos that make us laugh until we cry, learn to bake sourdough from strangers halfway across the globe, and stumble into communities we never knew existed. The internet is a playground, a classroom, and a stage all rolled into one. But it's also where, with a single click, we can watch society lose its collective mind over something completely pants-on-fire false. One moment, we're sharing memes. The next, we're spiraling into chaos over a rumor that spreads like wildfire. Just last month, in May 2025, a wild rumor swept through the digital streets, convincing thousands, maybe millions, that Ford was shutting down all U.S. production. The story exploded overnight, catching even the most skeptical off guard. Yes, Ford, the car company that helped build America's highways, filled our driveways, and powered countless family road trips. It's a brand woven into the fabric of American life, a symbol of industry and innovation. The claim, Ford is leaving the country, not just scaling back, but packing up and pulling the plug on American manufacturing altogether. It sounded unthinkable, yet the headline was everywhere. Imagine that headline popping up on your phone while you're waiting for coffee or scrolling before bed. Suddenly, your day takes a sharp turn. In an instant, your social feed transforms from baby photos and vacation pics to a flood of economic doom and gloom. The mood shifts, and so does the conversation. People everywhere were confused, angry, and ready to blame anyone in sight. The rumor didn't just spark debate, it ignited outrage and anxiety both online and off. Why does a story like this catch fire so quickly? Because it taps into real, deep-seated fears about jobs, the economy, and the future of American manufacturing. It's not just news, it's personal. When a headline screams that Ford is pulling the plug, it doesn't just raise eyebrows, it raises blood pressure. The speed at which panic spreads is breathtaking, faster than any assembly line. Before anyone can even pause to ask, is this true? The story's already gone global. News outlets, blogs, and social feeds light up across continents, amplifying the panic. It's less about information, more about inflammation. The digital town square isn't just a place for sharing facts, it's a bonfire for our emotions, stoked by every comment and share. And this Ford rumor? It's a masterclass in how quickly nonsense can scare a lot of people, turning uncertainty into a full-blown crisis in a matter of hours. Welcome to the digital town square, now with more arsonists, more sparks, and a whole lot more fuel for the fire. Here, every rumor has the power to set the world ablaze. Let's dissect this viral beast and see how a single headline can spiral out of control, capturing the attention and emotions of millions almost overnight. The claim? Ford is ceasing all U.S. operations. Kaput, gone. It sounded dramatic, definitive, and for many, terrifying. But here's the truth, it was utterly bogus, a complete fabrication with no basis in reality. Yet, despite being false, the story spread like wildfire, leaping from one social media platform to another, infecting timelines and group chats everywhere. Why did people buy it? Because it fit a familiar narrative. Economic uncertainty, factory closures, job loss. These are real fears, and the rumor tapped into them perfectly. Headlines like this feel like the next domino in a long, depressing line of bad news, making the lie seem almost believable. Some people are primed to believe the worst, especially if it confirms their biases or anxieties about the future. When fear and uncertainty are already in the air, it doesn't take much to push people over the edge. The rumor wasn't confined to a dark corner of the web, it was everywhere. Facebook, X, TikTok, WhatsApp, no platform was immune. It became a trending topic discussed by influencers and everyday users alike. Shared by the misinformed and the manipulative alike, the story gained momentum with every repost, retweet, and share, blurring the line between fact and fiction. It was a textbook case of misinformation breaking free from reality and wreaking havoc, showing just how quickly a lie can become truth in the digital age. The emotional fallout, fear, anger, and a political blame game erupted, with people pointing fingers and demanding answers even as the story unraveled. All whipped up by a story that was, frankly, a steaming pile of nonsense, an elaborate hoax that fooled even the most skeptical. Proof that our collective emotions can be hijacked in seconds, and a reminder to always question before we share. Where did this digital dumpster fire start? Evidence points to clickbait YouTube channels, Truth Seeker, Patriot News Now, the Economic Doomsday Clock, and their ilk. Their business? Monetizing your anxiety. Video titles screamed, "Ford collapse imminent," with AI-generated images of shuttered factories and dejected workers. These weren't journalists, they were outrage merchants using AI to create fake evidence. The images looked just real enough to fool a casual scroller. The motivation? Money and influence. Every click, every share meant more ad revenue. The more outrageous the claim, the more it spread. They weren't interested in informing you, just inflaming you. It's a cynical, profitable, and deeply damaging game. Oh, how did we douse this inferno of misinformation? In a world where rumors can spread faster than wildfire, it's more important than ever to separate fact from fiction, especially when it comes to big stories like this Ford fiasco. The process was straightforward but thorough. We started by going straight to the source, Ford's official communications. If something as major as a company-wide shutdown was happening, you'd expect Ford to address it directly. We scoured their newsroom and press releases looking for any mention of a shutdown or mass layoffs, but there was nothing. No press releases, no SEC filings, not even a hint of such drastic action. Next, we checked with reputable news outlets like Bloomberg and Reuters, organizations known for their rigorous reporting and fact-checking. They too were silent on any supposed mass exodus or shutdown. No breaking news, no urgent headlines. In fact, what we did find was the opposite. Headlines about Ford investing heavily in its U.S. plants, especially to ramp up electric vehicle production. Workers were busy retooling factories, upgrading production lines, and preparing for the future, not packing up and leaving. The narrative being pushed by doommongers on social media was completely at odds with the reality reported by credible sources. It's like someone insisting your house is burning down while you're busy installing new curtains. Sensational, but totally false. The truth? There was no mass shutdown, no sudden abandonment of American workers or factories. This entire story was a fabrication amplified by social media algorithms and spread by people who didn't bother to check the facts. Ford was facing industry challenges and making changes, but they were investing in America's future, not fleeing from it. A simple 5-minute search on a reputable news site could have saved countless hours of unnecessary panic and confusion. But let's face it, Ford invests in U.S. future just doesn't generate as many angry clicks as Ford flees America. And that's how misinformation wins, unless we take the time to check the facts. So what was Ford actually doing in 2025? Navigating change, less dramatic than the headlines, but far more real. Like every automaker, Ford faced new tariffs and supply chain headaches, especially for EV components. That meant adjusting, not abandoning, exploring domestic sourcing, retooling plants, and yes, some temporary slowdowns. The big story? Ford's massive investment in electric vehicles, retooling assembly lines, retraining workers, building new battery plants. These are signs of transformation, not retreat. Temporary pauses in production are normal, planned, and part of progress. Ford was investing billions in its U.S. footprint, not running away. But Ford invests billions in U.S. future just doesn't go viral. Let's zoom in on those temporary plant shutdowns, the heart of the hoax. When Ford retools for a new electric vehicle, the line stops for a bit. It's like renovating your kitchen. You can't cook while the oven's being replaced. That's not abandonment, it's an upgrade. When Ford idled a plant to retool for a new EV, it was a sign of progress, not surrender. The hoaxers deliberately blurred the line between temporary shutdowns and permanent closures. They took routine adjustments and spun them into a narrative of total abandonment. It's like seeing a closed for cleaning sign and screaming bankruptcy. The auto industry is transforming, and that means uncertainty and change. This transition creates fertile ground for misinformation. Hoaxers exploit these anxieties with sensationalist false narratives. How did this Ford fib get so big so fast? AI-generated images played a huge role. Now anyone can create a fake closed factory in seconds. Add in political outrage, dragging Trump's name in for maximum clicks, and you've got a viral storm. The lesson: media literacy is a survival skill. When a headline makes your blood boil, pause. Who's telling you this? What's their evidence? Before you share, check a reputable source. Question everything, especially if it fits your biases. Verification before amplification. Make it your mantra. Your clicks and shares have power. They can spread truth or fuel the outrage machine. The choice is yours. Choose wisely. Don't be an unwitting accomplice to digital charlatans. For the love of actual, factual Ford vehicles still being made in America, stay sharp out there.